So I did it. I started learning React Native. Let's jump in and see what I did. Alright, so here's the app that I made. Pretty simplistic. It's just displaying a little question to the user, updating feedback based on what they click. So I click duck, I love ducks too. Dogs, I love dogs too. Cat, I love cats too. Cool. So let me show you what I used to learn enough to create this. So on the React Native website, I just used these two articles about getting the environment set up, so creating your project, and this helped me set up my emulator that you see here, which is running through Xcode. And then following that, I went through the basics here. This just kind of set up what components you use, which are slightly different than what you'd be using in a web app world. But I found this cool chart, I think on this tab here, that kind of breaks down where you would use a div on a website. You're going to use view in React Native basically, and then that will get translated to UI view or view group in iOS and Android respectively. And then there's a few other normal components that you'd use. And then you'll notice that I have buttons over here. The buttons that I'm using are using this touchable component, which I found over here in this, and I just basically followed how they're using these. So what I want to do now is to build on top of this application and just kind of get more familiar with React Native. I think I want to interact with an API here. So let's just go ahead and jump in and start doing that. So here's the API that I think that I want to use. There we go. Okay, so from my application, I want to send this request. I probably just want one. Open this guy back up. There we go. Dog, cat, horse. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here instead of displaying this, I'm going to hit that endpoint and display the fact here. I'll say something like, let's see. So let's just go learn how to do that. I mean, I guess I could do just I'm assuming the useEffect is what I want to do here. This is what I would do with regular old React. So let me just throw this in here when the selected animal changes in my dependency array, and just say Axios. Let's do a dot then. I guess we want to update the user message. Yeah, because I want to modify that. So let's just do a const fact set fact equal to useState blank. Okay, and my message will be, so if the fact's there, it's going to have this sentence, and if it's not, it'll just be this blank thing. And then when this comes back, we're going to have the data response dot data dot text, I believe is what that was, and that's just going to be on the set fact. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Do pim install Axios. Import Axios from Axios. There we go. Now let's just see. Bam. I love cats too. Okay. Right, that makes sense. This will just be message. So how am I debugging this? Is it over here? Let me see that. Does this just console log over here? Test and response. Okay, there you go, there you go. Okay. So that works, kinda. The styling's not good, but that's alright. And then what if okay, I'm happy with that though. Let's fix the styling just a little bit. This, like, set a width. Did you know dog, funny pet? Did you know cats cannot see incomplete? Okay, so this is because my height, and then it just gets way too big. Okay, so let's actually go back and change this to, let's just let it grow to whatever it wants. App.js, and instead of view, we'll change it to this scroll view, I think is what it's called. Let me Google that. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now I don't want to define any heights down here. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'm just, so what I've learned here is useEffect is exactly how I would use it in regular React. So that's pretty cool. Nothing new here. Again, you'll see me get hung up by styles. But what else is new, right? And if I clear this out, that goes away. Oh wait, I don't have a selected animal, that's why. Let me just get rid of, let's make this fact instead. Okay, this isn't clearing out like I'd expect it to, and that is because my clear, if you look over here, my on press for the clear button, it's just setting the selected animal back to blank, and this message is depending on what the fact is. So I just need to create a handle function set fact to blank as well. Okay, handle clear. There we go. Now when I do that, it's good. But also I'm not sure why it's, ooh. Why isn't it displaying this now? Ah, because it's doing this. So I think I'm just going to get rid of this guy here. Press a button to learn about animals. Cat. Okay, cool. That's what I want there. Now let's see. Let's go try to find an API that gets images. Check this one. We'll return a random cat. Okay. That'll work for me. There's an image tag over here. Let's go find that. See how that works. Image tag. Image style in source, can I just do cat as service.com/cat? Well, let me see something here. Actually, maybe I do need to define the style to make it just show up. So what is this style? Tiny logo. Give it something here. Fingers crossed. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this width, I don't know, 500. Not 500. 300 by 300. What about style? App. There we go. That's better. Is that just a simulator thing that I can't scroll up and hold it here? Now let me Google it. Snapping back to top after release. Yeah. Oh, okay. So instead of doing this stuff here, I think what that was saying, and that makes some sort of sense. I do a view here. And this has container. Cannot find variable view. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay, cool. All right, and there's my app. Which animal do you like best? I really like a cat. Did you know Q? Did you know it's a myth that dogs only see in black and white? In fact, it's believed that dogs see primarily in blue, greenish yellow, yellow, and various shades of gray. And then I would like to see a cat. And there he is. So that is my React Native app running on iOS. And there, that's all there is to it. I'm interacting with an API here to fetch my animal facts. And then doing React things with that to set the state. I'm using a useEffect to call that API, and then just using the React Native core components to display this information, and using the styles here to style the app in a beautiful way. Yeah, and that's basically it. I think that's what I wanted to accomplish with this app. I would say I have sufficiently wet my feet with React Native, so now I just need to come up with an actual idea for a project, and I'm going to jump right in and start creating it. So thanks for watching, guys. Keep an eye out. I'm going to continue this series of learning React Native. I think next steps will either be to get this app onto my phone just for fun, so I can carry it around and say, hey, look what I did. And then, or I'll also start creating an actual app that does something worthwhile and looks a little bit better. If you have an opinion on what I should do next, let me know. I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but my goal with these apps is not to create the most needed application that's out there, but something that's silly and unnecessary. Just something I can really kind of have fun with. So that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep an eye out for more React Native development, and thanks a lot for watching. See ya.